Hello, welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Tuesday Teach. Hope you're having a happy Tuesday. Right now in Nottingham it's very miserable and very wet, so I'm sorry if you can hear the raindrops on the window, but we'll push through. Anyway, today we've got a few things today for Tuesday Teach. First of all, we're going to go over Makaton Stage 1. We're going to recap what we learned last week and add a few new signs to our list. Then we've got some animal facts by Erin Goddard, so shout out to you for bringing those to my attention. Thank you very much, some really cool facts coming your way. And then I'm going to teach you a new card game. I'm going to teach you how to play Burn It, which is a really good card game, a really good icebreaker, and an overall really good card game for any situation. And then finally, we've got this thing called Be More Duck. So stick around to the end if you want to know what Be More Duck is. So let's crack on. And so last week for our sign language, we learned a few signs. So we learned mum, which is 3 fingers on your right hand, tap your left hand, mum. So we had mum. We also had dad, 2 fingers, dad, and 2 taps, dad. We also had sister, which is 2 swipes on your nose, sister, sister. And also we had brother. So brother is annoying, so it grazes your knuckles. Brother, brother. Perfect. Okay, so that's our recap for Makaton. We also learned how to say please and thank you last week. So remember, please was long, so please. And then thank you is short. Thank you. So I've got please, long, and thank you. So that's a recap of last week. I hope you can use them wherever you are. We're going to move on to some new ones today. So the first one we're going to move on to is drink. And all you got to do is mimic taking a drink. 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 Next one we'll do is going to be dinner. There's 2 ways to do dinner. You've got dinner, so 2 fingers, knife and fork, dinner. You're going to have some dinner. Or you could also do dinner this way. You make a bowl with your less dominant hand, and with your dominant hand, you sprinkle it around. Dinner. Ready for your dinner. So we've got dinner, and other way of saying dinner. Always your dominant hand is fluttering those fingers, okay? Perfect. So we've had drink, and dinner, and dinner. Perfect. If you want to take a drink of water, so there's 2 things I want to teach you here. So good is literally just a thumbs up. Good. If you're going to have some water, you literally put your thumb under your chin. So you're going to have a good drink, you're going to have water. Water. So you've got drink, have a cup, and you've got water, just like that. If you want to have a bad drink, so bad in Makaton is literally just your pinky finger, that's bad. So if you're going to have a bad drink, all you would do is a little bit like water, but you keep your pinky up, so it's like rude. So I'm going to have a drink of, I don't know, cola. It's a bad drink, so I want to drink some cola. So that's drinks. That's 2 types of drink you can do. So we've learned how to do drink, water, and bad drink. And then we've also got dinner and dinner. Next one I'm going to teach you is toilet. So toilet. So take your right hand again, place it to your left shoulder, and literally your middle finger is the only thing that makes contact on your body. Toilet. And literally just rubbing that middle finger around just where your left shoulder is. Toilet. Perfect. And then we'll do one more. We'll do one more today. And we'll do biscuit. So again, take your right hand, put it over that left shoulder. And then with your left hand, just cup the bottom of your elbow. Just cup the bottom of your elbow and tap twice. So, biscuit. 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 Just like that. Really, really easy. So we'll just recap overall stage 1 and practice this. Like I say, it's a skill. If you use it, you don't lose it. So use it and use it and use it. It's really good. So mum, 3 fingers, mum. Dad, dad, 2 taps, dad. Sister, 2 swipes to the nose, nosy sister. Brother, brother, just like that. Way of drinking, drink, drink. What about water? Thumb up, water under your chin. What about a bad drink? You're going to have a special drink on a Friday night. Pinky out, drink, just like that. And then obviously we've just had dinner, knife and fork, dinner, 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 or dinner. Dominant hand, fluttering fingers, perfect. Toilet, middle finger makes contact on your left shoulder, just rubbing it round. I'm going to go to the toilet. Toilet. And then finally, for stage 1, we've got biscuit. Again, right hand on your left shoulder, 2 taps with your left hand on your elbow, biscuit, biscuit. So you might have a tea and a biscuit, something along those lines. Perfect. Okay, so that's Makaton for today. Next I want to move on to some animal facts found by Aaron Goddard. So again, a shout out to you, Aaron. These are fantastic facts about animals. So, a tiger's roar can be heard from 3 kilometres away. 3 kilometres away. So at least you'll know when a tiger's coming, because you can hear it from very far away. So hopefully you're at a safe distance, you can get away from a tiger. So that's a tiger's roar can be heard from 3 kilometres away. Secondly, a rhinoceros is a herbivore. So a rhinoceros eats plants. It's not carnivorous, so it doesn't eat meat. It's actually a bit of a vegetarian. It eats plants. So rhinoceroses eat plants. I didn't know that. And then finally, a male giraffe can grow to around 5.5 metres. It's about the size, it's actually taller than a double-decker bus. So that's a male giraffe can grow up to 5.5 metres. So that's even taller than a decker bus. That's crazy. So yeah, that's our animal facts. Again, thank you, Aaron, for finding those. They're really cool. Keep them coming. Next one, I want to teach you is a card game. Now, this is a card game that I always use when I go away, or if I'm ice breaking or getting to know someone. It's called Burn It, and it's a really easy card game to do. So, in this card game, you don't need the jokers, so you can take your jokers out your pile. And the aim of the game is to get rid of all your cards before the other player. But you lay it out in a different way. So, you're going to lay 5 cards face down for whoever you're playing with. So 5 cards face down in a nice line like this. And 5 cards for you. You could do this with multiple players. The more players you have, the less cards you'll have in front of you, but you can decide that. You know, you can usually get up to 4 players with 5 cards, but you might want to break it down to 3. So I've done 5 cards for me. There's 5 cards for you over there. So then what you'll do is you'll deal out 5 cards face up this time. Just exactly on top with the face down ones. So if I was looking here, this person would probably win. They've got a really good hand. But I'll explain what power cards are and how to play in a moment. So like I say, just deal out all the cards. Make sure you've got 5 face down and 5 face up for each opponent. Then what's ever left, you'll deal out just in piles. Just deal them out. Just like that. Then, once all the cards have been dealt out, you'll take your pile. And what I'd recommend you do is organise your cards. Now, 2 is the lowest and ace is the highest. Like I said, the aim of the game is to get rid of all your cards. Now, all the rounds go in singles, so you can't be like doing doubles. They're always going in singles, okay? So you like to start with your lowest card, but there's 3 power cards you need to remember. A 2, 8 and 10. That's all you need to remember. 2, 8 and 10. They're your power cards. Those cards can be played at any time during a game and they have different special powers. So say someone starts off with 3, you go 4, 5, 6, 7. Someone puts an 8 down. Now an 8 means invisible. So the next player has to beat the card that's under the 8. So let's say you went all the way up to ace and then someone puts an 8 down. That means the next player has to beat the card underneath it, which would be an ace. So that would be a really good way of playing your 8. If say an ace was down in the middle and the next player played a 2 means reset the deck, which means as in you can go back to the start. So you play from 2 onwards, you play from the lowest card onwards. So it negates the ace and brings the whole deck back down to a 2. Finally, if the player, I try and keep these at all times, is 10. 10 is burn it. So if you put a 10, you can put this on it, just like the 2, 8 and 10, you can put this on any card at any time. You put on the 10, that means burn it. So all that deck of cards in the middle gets put to the side and it's out of play. However, if you cannot play, there's no card for you to play, then you take up the cards in the middle and you add them to your pile. You take them up. Like I said, the aim of the game is to get rid of your cards. Once you've got rid of this pile, then you can go up to your face-up cards. Once you've got rid of your face-up cards, then you can go down to your face-down cards. When you get to the face-down, it's a bit of a gamble. You don't know what you've got because you can't see them. So it's just a matter of luck in that case. You might get a really good card or you might get an absolute stinker. You know, anything can happen. So like I say, you get rid of the cards in your hands. Once you've done that, you get rid of the cards below. When you have no cards in your hands, you can go to the cards that are face up. And then once you've got rid of the cards that are face up, you can go to cards that are turned over, face down. But let's say 2 8s are played. So there's an ace on the table. One person puts an 8 down, and the next person also puts an 8 down. That means the next person, after the person that played the second 8, would still need to look for the card that was under both of those 8s. So the invisible effect still runs on. Just like that, okay? And also, let's say that you've got rid of all your cards here. It's done. You're using your face-up ones. Now, when you're playing, you still have to pick up the cards in the middle if you can't play. And you have to deal with the ones you've just picked up from the middle. You can't just go back to your face-up ones until all your cards in your hand are gone. Right, I hope that explanation was good enough. If you've got any questions, feel free to message me. I'll happily explain it. But it is a really easy game to pick up. Once you've got it, it's such a good game, and it can be played with all the family. It's really good. Just remember, your power cards are 2, 8, and 10. That's all you got to remember. 2, reset the deck. 8 is invisible, and 10 is burn it. Cool. Okay, I think we've got that one. Right, so that is burn it. And the final thing today for Tuesday Teach is I'm going to teach you is be more duck. And you might be thinking, what does that mean? So in where I live in East Midlands, we have a saying. It's like also around Derbyshire as well. It's like, help me duck, help me duck. But that's not just what I want to tell you. There's more to it. So ducks don't. So I was listening to a podcast, right? And it was saying ducks don't have like this killer instinct, psychology. So take an example. There's 3 ducks. There's someone feeding them bread. All right. There's someone feeding them bread. The 3 ducks go up. The person throws a big lump of bread into the water. One duck gets it. Another duck swims up for the left. He might tear a bit off, try and get his opportunity, try and get his bread. And the 3rd duck comes in and tries and tears a bit off. The 2 ducks on the left and right, they don't get any bread. They try it, but they don't get anything. Now watch what happens. They'll both swim over to their own parts of the water. And you know what they'll do? They'll just flap. They'll just flap a little bit angrily, and they'll just flap. Because they won't attack. Like, obviously, you'll see ducks peck feathers and stuff like that. But they don't have that instinct in them to, lash out. So what they'll swim off to their own sections, and they'll literally just flap, just like that. And I just thought that was quite interesting. So, let's say you have a bad situation that comes up. You're able to remove yourself from that situation, and you let out your anger in a more productive way. As in, I don't know, you might go and do a workout, or you might do something to let off your steam, but you're not going to attack that other person because they've done you wrong. I just thought that was quite interesting how ducks do that. So maybe, if something kind of ticks you off, be more duck. Step away from the situation if you can, and use that anger or whatever emotion you've got inside you and use it in a different way. Just a thought might keep you calm, and it might be a better way of blowing off steam than maybe going into an argument or, making the situation worse. So just think about that. Be more duck. Swim off, have a flap, and, come back calmly. Cool. Well, that kind of concludes us today for Tuesday Teach. I hope you've enjoyed it. I tried to keep this as short as possible. But just to recap, we've done our Makaton Stage 1, Animal Facts by Aaron Goddard, Burn It, card game, and finally Be More Duck. Next Tuesday, like I say, please go to announcements tab and vote what you'd like to see in Tuesday Teach, or just let me know. I'd love to know what you'd like to see. Next week we'll tackle Stage 2 Makaton, and we'll learn something else. But until then, have a fantastic Tuesday. Hope the snow doesn't hit us too hard and everyone can get where they need to go. And yeah, stay safe, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.